Getting all 3 boss-trimmed medals are a fun challenge to do in Arknights Endfield. It tests your game knowledge, skills, and it gives you medals that you can display on your in-game profile. There will be timestamps in the description if you're only interested at a certain part of the video, but I will be giving general tips and tricks to help people who currently do not have these medals but do want them. Then I will show you my gameplay, showcasing that I got all 3 boss trims from Rhodagn to Triaggelos and then Marble Aggelomoirai. And then I will show the setup that I used. Here are the general tips you might want to know when you're trying to go for the boss trimmed medals. First would be that you can use consumables to increase your damage. Examples of consumables include the Constube for a damage dealt percentage buff, the Old Man's John's Burger for a physical team damage dealt buff, Hakub's Legacy for a attack percentage buff. It's arguably worse than the Constube, but it is still a very good buff because damage dealt from my experience is better than the attack percentage. Alternatives for a crit rate team would include the Ginseng Meat Stew for a crit rate and attack buff. Unfortunately, it is not attack percentage, but it would still be very good regardless. And then the Simmered Sheer Knight if you want even higher crit rate. My second tip would be to have your main DPS at level 90 and then everyone else at level 80, although you could get away with level 60 support characters if you need to. The third tip would be skill priority. When you look at your operator, you know what they need to do in order to contribute to the team. So they have skills that should be prioritized first over the other ones. So for skills with higher priority, level them up to 9. And then for skills with lower priority, you can level them up to 6. Obviously, you can break the rules in this, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, it's just to save resources mainly. Fourth tip would be to dodge attacks to gain SP, but there's also another part of this, is that to have a faster rotation. So an example of this, Rhodagn's charge attack can actually be dodged with an indicator. The fifth one would be to take advantage of interruptions. There's a red circle you can use a skill or ult into that will briefly stun the enemy and increase their stagger threshold. So save a skill or ult for that. The Marble Aggelomoirai has 3 stagger thresholds that you should take advantage of so that she cannot move, and then you can just do your rotations as normal. The fifth tip would be if you cannot dodge something, just position yourself away from the attack. The best example of this is just going behind the enemy. The sixth tip would be to plan ahead. An example of this would be the second phase of the Triaggelos. Since he spawns minions, you should plan ahead with grouping tools and area of effect attacks. Another example would be predicting when an enemy would move, so restraining skill usage as to not waste it. An indication of an enemy moving would be when they are about to start an attack. The seventh tip would be to know your rotation. A general rule of thumb would be applying stacks of an element and then buffs/debuffs. After that, then you can cash out with huge damage. Also, build your teams based on this idea. This will help you maximize your damage and beat the boss sooner to get your medal. And then, the final tip would be to understand how to build your characters/teams. For example, this is Endmin's kit. As you can see, he deals a ton of burst damage. That's his entire gimmick. You can see that from his battle skill to his ult, and then the synergy with his combo skill. Before I go towards the gear and the weapon, I would like to add that attributes are very important. So the Endmin's main attribute is agility, and then his secondary is strength. Both attributes make him deal more damage because it scales via attack percentage. However, the main attribute scales the most. Primary attribute of a gear would be on top, and then the secondary attribute would be in the bottom. So what gear would go well with the Administrator? So first of all though, I'm going to show you the Swordmancer's Flint gear set. Essentially, it has agility, strength, and physical damage bonus, all of them benefiting the Endmin, because the agility is his main attribute and strength is his secondary attribute. And then in terms of the 3-piece set bonus, look for burst damage 3-piece set bonus. It just so happened that the Swordmancer does exactly that, which it synergizes with his battle skill and ult. Then in terms of weapons, the Grand Vision would be his best in slot. But why is that? Because of the agility boost. Agility is his main attribute. Attack boost, which benefits his damage. And then the synergy with his combo skill, which makes him deal even more damage. What I'm trying to say is that you can basically apply this to every character in the game and you'll suddenly figure out how to build them. You can even fact check online builds just in case. Or if you wanted to do a different build from what everyone else is doing, then you also have the option to do that. Magaling ka na. Alam mo na kung paano kumuha ng 3 medals dun sa mga bosses na yan. Who's a good boy? Anyways, that's it for me. If you notice my rotations being slightly off, it's because I have P1 Li Fang.
A blade unsheathed, let's unleash!
What's this? Never seen it?
That's really a strategy.
Take this!
Might see. What the?
Take this!
Cast off as cast!
Your end awaits.
Leave now as clutch! Cast off as cast!
No second chance.
At my command. Really impressive.
Once known, be dead!
Show's over. end awaits.
Cast off as cast. Yay. Perfect teamwork.
At my command.
Your end awaits.
What's this?
Leave now as what?
Take this! Take this!
Might see, but they're
No second chance.
Once known, be dead.
Speak.
Rhodagn will carve a path for us.
Let's go over the battle plan once more, shall we?
Over here, Edmund.
Yup!